to your weekly inspiration with me, your host, Tonya Melendez. This week is April 7th, 2014, and we are at the very beginnings of spring. Things are starting to spring, the grass is getting greener, the weather is getting a little warmer, we're hoping, and different parts of the world are experiencing lots of shifts, even earthquakes. So before we go any further, I want to share with you what cards we'll be using today. So our mantra message is going to come from the Romance Angels cards today, and our message is going to come from the Ascended Masters, as well as our tarot message, our prayer, and our blessing with announcements at the end. So let's go ahead and take it to that space of prayer. Go ahead and put your hands on your heart, taking a nice deep breath, connecting with the good that is within you, taking this moment to connect, being present, being here, being now, and allowing this prayer to vibrate through you, for you, and as you. So it is in this place, in this divine and perfect moment, right here, right now, that I speak this word, knowing that each and every one of us is an individualized expression of good, of health, of vitality, of prosperity, of abundance, wealth, creativity, peace, and more compassion, healing, and forgiveness. Each of us are each of these things because each of us is an individualized expression of good, of grace, and of God. And as I know that we breathe in, knowing that we are these individualized expressions, I know that these miraculous and beautiful solutions, experiences, circumstances, and expressions flow through to and as us. And so I bless our week, calling it good, calling it great, calling it graceful. I bless our homes, our modes of transportation. I bless all of our relationships, including those with our animals. I bless our body temples, our cells, our skin, our organs. I bless it all. I bless our work and our divine life purpose, knowing that each and every one of us recognizes the gift that we are on this planet at this time, doing what it is we are here to do. So I embrace the story that we are great. I embrace the story that we are prosperous. I embrace the story that we are one with the one that is the one. And so I also bless our bank accounts, and I bless the work that we have been divinely guided to do. I bless our creativity, and I bless it all. I bless this week knowing that each and every one of us experiences our fairy tale, our reawakening, our divine and perfect life here and now on earth, in this body, with these people and experiences that we are meant to have. I bless it all, calling it good, calling it great, and how good it is, how grateful I am to speak these words, how good it is for me to speak these words and know this truth for you as I know it for myself. And so I just breathe in, knowing right here and now all is good because we are good, because all is God. I release these words knowing that there is nothing else to do but be graceful, be blessed, and be willing to know that there is nothing but the now. I let go and let God in grace and gratitude. And so it is. So, such a great way to start our week. So, first things first, let's go ahead and get to this mantra message using the Romance Angels cards. I wanted to pick the Romance Angels because, again, it's the beginning of a new month. And April also not only brings showers for May flowers, it also brings a time of a lot of romance. And the reason it brings a lot of romance is because it is the beginning of the new cycle of the zodiac. And Aries also is a very loving energy. So let's see what the romance cards have to say for us. I'm going to give them one more shuffle. And let's see, I'm going to pick a random card just to show you. I'm going to pick this one. All right, and this is interesting. So I felt like I've been doing this for the last couple weeks. So this is for those of you who needed this message. So here we go, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. And it's showing a couple, and looking at each other, going into their own private retreat. So I don't think this is just for couples. I think this is for us each personally. If there is something that needs to shift, that needs to move through you so you can have a better experience of it, allow yourself to retreat, even if it is only an hour, even if it's 2 hours, even if it's an afternoon or the day. Take some time to retreat back into yourself and allow yourself to get yourself back into alignment with the truth and not the stories. And I'm really going to talk a little bit today about the stories and fairy tales, because what I've come to realize is I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones, and I was spending some time with some fairy tales that I knew of, and I actually got to see my niece do a play, The 100 Dalmatians, and so I was just thinking about all these different stories that we heard of as children, and I came to really having this understanding that those stories of going out and slaying the dragon, those stories of Cinderella having to be down and out before she finds her prince, those stories are children's stories, and we thought of them as children's stories, but adults wrote those stories because they are really mystical experiences that we have as adults, but we have forgotten. And so what a fairy tale, we think of it as a fairy tale, as make-believe, but how many stories do we have that are make-believe about ourselves and about others that we believe are absolutely true? For instance, I'll give you an example. Money doesn't grow on trees. Okay, if you think about it, and we're thinking we're going to see leaves of money hanging off trees, think about it in the figurative sense, not just the literal. People use oranges, nuts, all kinds of different fruit. People use leaves of the tree. People use the bark of the tree. So if you think about it in literal terms, of course, money doesn't grow on trees, but money does grow from trees. And so we've believed that story. What other stories are you listening to in life that are not true, but you have believed to be true because someone has told you, and now you believe it to be true? A belief is an agreement. A belief is something that you have decided is true. And just like fairy tales, we dismiss those, but they are actually the hero's journey, or the heroine's journey into the self, because they have to slay the dragon. And I'll go back to my reference about the Game of Thrones. Each season, which a new season starts tonight, so I'm so excited about it. Each season, we see the characters grow, we see them evolve, we see them have to slay, look at their fears, still continuing on their quest. Some have died, but some have continued on their hero's journey. So are you living on your heroine's journey or your hero's journey? Are you letting somebody else write your story, write your fairy tale? Because now is the time to write your fairy tale, to live your fairy tale, and to believe in your story, not his story, not your past story, but the new one that you're writing today. So let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say after I've had that little talk with you. And I do have an announcement that I'd like to make at the end. And I also want to share a crystal with you, so I better get busy here. So let's see what the Ascendant Masters have in store for us today. So, okay. Oh, wow, I guess those romance cards did talk to us. Okay, so first card we get is my favorite goddess, and I actually have Lakshmi here on my necklace. I am always communing with my goddess sister Lakshmi. And so we get the first card is Flow of Prosperity, Lakshmi. So with prosperity, we have to remember that it is already given to us. Everything that we need is already here. We just have to be open to receive it. And by being open, we can say, yeah, I'm open. Yeah, I want to win the lottery. But are you ready to really receive it? Do you think you're worthy of millions of dollars? Do you think you are worthy of being able to handle what it is? We allow ourselves to believe in lack and fear. You know, lack can be lack of success, lack of fear, you know, or I'm sorry, not lack of fear, but lack of success, lack of failure, lack of being open. All these different pieces do play a part in our story. So where are you holding on just a little bit, or maybe more than you think you are? Look and check, what is your story, not your history, which is your past, but what story are you holding on to about yourself and others right now? Because it could be a fairy tale, and not the truth, simply because you've bought into it and you've allowed it to become a truth when it's actually not. So flow of prosperity, allow yourself to receive, even if it's a compliment, even if it's a hello from a stranger, a smile from a stranger. That shows the universe that you're open and receptive to receiving more. So allow yourself to receive more by being more. And then, like I said, the romance cards are working for us today. We get the twin flame. So we are getting closer and closer to that soul twin flame relationship. It's a soul partner, because relationships are partnerships. They are two units coming together to work towards a common good, and that could be love, that could be business, that could be, a family, that could be raising an animal. It could be a lot of different things. But now you're starting to come in to really be in relationship with another person, not just a love relationship, but also you are discovering that twin flame within you. Because when you decide and really start to shift and untrain your mind from the old ways of thinking, that's when you stop seeing with your eyes and start seeing with your heart. And that is what a twin flame relationship is really about. So twin flame. And then we get persistent. So don't give up just because it looks a little dark, just because it's not on your time schedule, just because it doesn't look the way you expected it to look. Don't give up. Keep going. When you've been down, get back up. Like I say, babies, when they fall and get up, we take videos of it. We look at it and we can encourage them to keep going, keep going. You can do it. You can do it. We don't do that for ourselves. You've gotten down. You've landed on your butt. So what? Get up. You can keep doing it. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to do something, even here with you on a video, and my ideas didn't spring up. And so I say, okay, I'll rework it, I'll rechange it, I'll take it out, I'll add something, and I try it again, because I know I'm being moved by something here, not what's out there. And so persistence always pays off. And wherever there is action, there is opportunity. And when there is opportunity, there is action. And what I mean by that is the universe needs to see you taking action steps. And when you are taking action steps, then the universe will bless you with more of what you need. I always say, and this is a mantra I want you to take with you, God is in the steps you are guided to take. The devil is in the details. And what I mean by the devil is your fears, is your doubts, is your worries, is your when, is your how, and your what, and who. Those are the details. We don't need to know the details. We just need to know that we are guided and provided. So that is your Tonyaism for this week. God is in the steps you are guided to take. The devil is in the details, and as you are guided, you are provided. That's my new thing, the Tonyaism. So you've gotten your first Tonyaism, or actually first two Tonyaisms today. So again, I love that we got these: flow of prosperity, twin flame, and persistence. And of course, we got our retreat. So it's all about reconnecting to the center of yourself. So let's get to our tarot reading so we can get to our crystal and our announcement. So I will be getting ready to, again, take myself on a journey. I'll let you know where I am when I get there. I like to keep you on your toes and keep you surprised, as well as myself, because sometimes I don't know until the last minute. And then I know what I need to know when I need to know it. So let's see here. All right. Good cards. All right. So the first card we get is Justice. And what this is telling me is it's not just about, legal justice. It's also about you learning to stand up on your own, setting your boundaries, being clear and focused about what it is that you truly want, as well as saying no to things that you want to say no to and yes to things that you want, but also being in moderation. Of course, it's great to have more, and sometimes it's good to have less. But remember, the most important thing is moderation in all things. So that's what this card is all about: standing in your purpose, standing in your power, and allowing yourself to receive from a place of openness and not from a place of wanting and a place of lack. Because then we get the Four of Cups, and I really feel that this card is very similar to the retreat. What are you listening to? What stories are you telling yourself? And Again, it's important that you allow yourselves to tell yourself the truth, not the stories that other people have told you. For instance, again, fairy tales are also a story about the personal quest, the personal journey. Okay, let me give you an example. A lot of people, when people see videos, I just saw this really great movie called Illusion, and it showed the movie based on Akashic Records as old movies. And so it was a son who had been abandoned by his father. And so they would get to a certain point in the movie, and the father was watching, and then this voice would come on: "You are nothing, you deserve nothing. No wonder I left you, because you're so lousy," and all these things. And the father saying, "No, I would never say those things. I would never say those things to my son." But this is what the son imagined. And so you wouldn't tell yourself those stories now, would you? Are those the kind of stories that you're telling yourself? Because if those are the stories you're telling yourself, it's time to close that chapter. It's time to close that book. Start telling yourself positive affirmations and start telling yourself the great things that are about you, because you are amazing, because you are magnificent, and because you are here for a reason. Even if you can't see it right now, close the story, the old story, so you can write a new story starting right now. Be present now. Let go of these old stories. Allow yourself to breathe in to the newness and awareness of what now brings. And so what this card is all about is that reconnecting to your spiritual self, connecting to your true self, and reconnecting and tapping into you, healing into you, tuning into you. Cups represent emotions and flow of life. And see, here is one coming. So something is coming. A gift is coming. Some wisdom is coming. Let it. Again, be open to receiving, and then you will receive more. As well as when you give, you also receive. Just like with me doing these videos every week, I'm giving, and so I'm also receiving. So again, allow yourself to receive, but also allow some time for contemplation and meditation, which leads me to our announcement coming up. And then the last card we get is the Queen of Pentacles. So step into your abundance and flow. This is also perfect. That goes with Lakshmi, about prosperity. Prosperity is all around us. Allow it. Let it come to you. There's no trying, there's no forcing, you just have to surrender into your abundance, and abundance is already yours. Breathe into that. Remember, as you are guided, you are provided. That is your Tonyaism. So let's get to the announcement. And then I'll get to the crystal, because I do want to share a crystal with you today. So the announcement is I will be doing a meditation as spiritual practice, and it's tapping into you. If you want to find out more, it will be on the website very soon. I will also be putting it on Facebook, so you find me on Facebook. The website is www.tarotlifecoach.com. If you're interested in having a spiritual practice through meditating, through understanding, through allowing, send me an email at tarotlifecoach@gmail.com. I will be allowing these to be based on a love offering with the $10 minimum. It will be a Google Hangout. I'm also going to be recording some audio meditations for you to have your own meditation, so you can download and listen to it yourself. But I really want to start offering more things so I can be, giving to you and help you, and using some of the things that I use for myself and that all spiritual teachers talk about, because there's 3 ways of really connecting to your spirit, connecting to God, connecting to the universe, the higher self, whatever you call it. The first is through prayer, the second is through meditation, and the third is through connection, community, communication. And so I want to offer this tapping into you as a way for us to meditate together, to pray together, and to have a spiritual practice together. So if you're interested, I'm still looking at dates again that go with my travel schedule, but I will be offering a preparation for the full moon lunar eclipse this Saturday. Again, details will be on my website, so if you are interested, please send me an email right away at tarotlifecoach.com, and stay tuned for the details on the website at www.tarotlifecoach.com. All right, so our crystal for today is fluorite, and the reason I chose fluorite, and I'm hoping I can show it to you in the light here. If you look here, maybe if I put it up against my purple shirt, you'll see there's a nice bright purple streak in there. One side is green and one side is kind of clear. That's what fluorite is, and I really like fluorite. I also like to keep it in my pocket because it's small, but it does have that beautiful purple. It's green as well as clear. And so let me read you some of the qualities of fluorite. Fluorite is a highly protective stone, especially on the psychic level. It helps you discern when outside influences are at work within yourself and shuts off psychic manipulation and undue mental influence. This stone cleanses and stabilizes the aura. It is extremely effective against computer and electromagnetic stress. And for healing, it draws off negative energy and stress of all kinds. It cleans, it purifies, it dispels, and reorganizes anything within the body that is not within perfect order. It also grounds and integrates spiritual energies. Psychologically, it helps dissolve fixed patterns of behavior, like I said, the stories, and gently opens the door to the subconscious, bringing suppressed feelings to the surface for resolution. It increases self-confidence and dexterity. It also has a stabilizing effect, and it's a powerful healing tool. So there's so much written about fluorite, and it does come in different colors. It comes in purple, green, clear. It is common, and it's not very expensive. So I've only read you a little bit. So go find yourself a piece of fluorite. I like to sleep with it next to me and also keep it in my pocket. But I just want to let you know how grateful I am to be, again, doing these videos, having this technology, having an audience and a voice to speak to, and allowing myself to shine so you can shine. So until next week, know that you are loved, you are light, you are blessed, and you are so amazing. Until next week, everybody, peace and blessings.